The Biogas Industrial Partnership was established to create a joint platform for member states, politicians, EU, industrial players, academia, technology providers to discuss and overcome challenges in order to achieve 35 billion cubic target by 2030 for the REPowerEU at that point of time. Within the working team, we noticed that there's very little information about biogas and biomethane costs in public media, public literature, and therefore we decided to do a international coverage in Europe for the production costs with selected players in a very confidential manner, and therefore we were able then to reach this final outcome. In all, within our working group, we had 17 participants, and 13 of them were able to provide detailed information in a very confidential manner. These respondents were from biogas industry, operators, investors, facility owners, equipment suppliers, EPC contractors. So it was a very comprehensive participation of operators. The first finding is related that we are able to capture 10%, more than that, of European biomethane production in our study. One important factor is also that in order to enhance data credibility, we decided to focus on 2021 only, because the 2022 was so volatile in the market. So these are the key important parameters. The second important finding is related to the feedstock costs. We came to the conclusion that the average feedstock cost, including also other related costs, is between 35 to 45 euros per megawatt hour. However, the spread between the costs and even some intake is quite large. For example, for municipal wastes, public wastes, you always and very often get a gate fee. So in certain cases there are income which is very close to 100 euros per megawatt hour, and then others paying around 35 euros per megawatt hour. So the spread overall is quite comprehensive. We have findings 3 and 4, and they are related to scale benefit, scale related to operative cost, and scale related to investment cost. What we noticed is that the capex and investment cost is substantially lower for larger scale facilities compared to smaller facilities. A smaller facility being on a level of 540 normal cubics per hour, and a larger being bigger than 1,200 normal cubics per hour. And the scale is substantial. The smaller ones do have a capex, an investment cost, which is 2 to 3 times the capex cost of a larger one. And then finally, the conclusion finding number 4 is related with the production costs. They're the same sizes, smaller one and bigger one. The smaller ones have a cost which is more than 80 euros per megawatt hour, whereas the bigger ones have a cost of around 54 euros megawatt hour, which implies that there is a cost saving on a level of 1/3 when going from smaller facilities to the bigger ones. There are 2 important aspects why this is relevant. One is related to regulation and regulatory work and member states. As mentioned, there is fairly little background information on biomethane production costs. Thus, there's also a need from the regulatory perspective in order to define consequences to have industry-related actual updated information. So that is one of the angles. The second angle is that it is as well important for the industrial players to do the same kind of, say, benchmarking. Where are we with our own efficiency? How can we potentially improve it? What are the best practices for our industry in Europe? The study was focused on investment and operative costs producing biogas and biomethane. So we did not focus on the systemic benefits with biomethane, such as biofertilizer, improving the solid quality, improving and increasing job opportunities on agricultural sector, these kind of, material benefits were outside of the scope, and it's important to keep these in mind when comparing our cost to natural gas. The key conclusions from our study is that there is a substantial scale benefit, both in terms of investment cost as well as production costs for biomethane. Secondly, it's great to see that there's quite a lot of interest, huge demand for biomethane, and there are investments coming into our sector, making biogas and biomethane affordable in Europe, and we are on way towards the European target 350 terawatt hours 2030.